a powerful verse. Those who weren't affected turned their back and walked away.
Holding in the way, that's what I heard them say. They used to heed the words he said, but that was yesterday. Gold will turn to gray and youth will fade away. They'll never care about you, call you holding in the way.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. Up until about an hour ago, I had never heard of the lady on the screen, Aly Cook. I do subscribe to the substack of Dr.PeterMcCullough, and he mentioned her in one of his articles that was just published this morning. Apparently, she's an activist from New Zealand and also a very talented singer. I happened to click on one of her songs just to see what she was about and came up with this one, Little White Crosses. This is a subject that the people in charge of our narrative would like to bury as much as possible. I don't know if I can get away with reacting to this on YouTube. Let's give it a listen, see what you think.
Little white crosses hanging in the smoky air, in the headline photographs, no one asked why they're hanging there. Each one had a name upon it, someone who had died from taking trusted medicine, now a life they are denied. Little white crosses show the truth. Those who survive will see it through. We will stand up, take each other's hand, help the people find their empathy, and together we will stand.
We don't get a lot of New Zealand news over here. We are very much aware that both New Zealand and Australia had some of the most coercive mandate policies with respect to so-called treatment for the COVID. It's also better reported that as a result of such a large number of people taking the treatment, there is also a correspondingly large number of people who were damaged by that treatment and also people who died from that treatment. The same is true around the world. Powers that be are doing the best they can to suppress that information, and they've done a pretty good job of it. On top of that, I think those who did take the treatment don't want to hear about the possibility that they could have been damaged or that they could be causing a lot of the problems that we're seeing, not only with heart problems, myocarditis, but there's an undercurrent of the fact that cancers have increased dramatically in the last couple of years. And there's no real explanation other than the obvious one. The little white crosses that she's talking about apparently were on display during the occupation of the New Zealand Parliament in March of 2022. To be honest, I didn't hear anything about it. Over 1,000 people shut down the New Zealand Parliament with a protest against the mandates. Back a year ago, they were eventually hauled off by the police, but I think that had an impact on things. Crosses were being displayed at that demonstration, and she saw it on television. Once they broke up the demonstration, she saw the crosses being torn down and thrown away, and that really affected her and caused her to write this song.
And together we will stand. Silence is deafening from the ones who called it safe, and those who are not affected turned their backs and walked away. The little white crosses may have been torn down this time, but the truth has a way of rising to the surface. It will climb. Little white crosses,
Those who weren't affected turned their back and walked away. Even though the crosses were torn down, the truth will rise again. And I think that's going to happen. The candidacy of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is certainly raising these issues that make people very uncomfortable, and why he's being attacked so viciously in the mainstream press is that he speaks honestly. There was something very, very wrong in the state of the United States.
See it through. We will stand up, take each other's hand, help the people find their empathy, and together we will stand. Little white crosses show the truth from those who survive. See it through. We will stand up, take each other's hand, help the people find their empathy. And together we will stand. Little white crosses hanging in the smoky air. Little white crosses hanging in the smoky air. Little white crosses.
Absolutely beautiful song. And I love the line of helping people find their empathy. I personally can't watch a lot of the documentaries that have come out about this subject. It's just so painful to see those who have suffered permanent injury or the survivors of those who didn't make it. It's just heartbreaking. And in my opinion, very, very unnecessary that all of this ever happened in the first place. Apparently, her son had a bad reaction to his first shot, and then when he refused to have a second shot, he lost his job. So that's kind of how she got involved in the whole movement. She had been a singer long before this, and this particular video has not had very many views. I think like 1,200. It's been out for a year, so it isn't a very well-known video. I don't know anything I can do to help that, but it's a beautiful song, a beautiful message. She mentions any proceeds that come from this song is going to go to a group that's working to remedy the situation as much as possible. So a very good cause. Check her out. She's also recently released a documentary, which I'll be looking into. Very well done, Aly.
Holding in